Hi gang, I wanted to give you a couple more exercises to work on, but I realized I needed to cover a couple of tricks that I hadn't shown you yet. Um, the first exercise, at any rate, involves making a snowman tip his hat, and I thought I'd show you how to do that. There's one little item that's a big help that I hadn't talked about yet. So let's add the snowman. And by the way, I had trouble finding the snowman. The snowman actually is under people, which I guess is pretty open-minded or democratic or whatever you want. So anyway, let's add them. I'll double click instead of dragging this time, and it's kind of an interesting effect when you do it that way. It sort of zooms in and places it and then um, zooms out again. So I think I'll tip the camera up a bit. There we go. Okay. Um, the snowman is supposed to raise his arm and tip his hat, and I'll leave it to you to add the snow women and make the scene more complex. But first of all, I still get confused when I try to move body parts. I'm never quite sure what command to use, and basically I have to experiment. So should I want him to raise his arm? Should I use move or turn or roll? Wasn't quite sure. Move is generally uh, a problem, or rather not a good idea. See, if I want to move his arm up to tip his hat, I can do it this way, but ouch, that's not the effect I wanted. So let's undo here. And to get a less ambiguous view of what's happening, I'm going to rotate him. So just to remind you, it's press Control and then left click, and oops, I got the ground there. How did that happen? Uh, oh, okay, I want to move the whole snowman. So I select him and control and then rotate, and that gives me a better view. So let's select the arm again and let's do some tests. So again, the down in this lower right box is programming commands. Oh, let's get out of the add object mode. And let's do immediate execution. So do I want to turn the arm? If I say turn left 1/4 revolution, that moves it forward. No, that's not what I want. And I did some experimenting before, and it turns out that roll is what we want. I think I remember that correctly. Let's say roll left, and I would have thought it would be up, but actually it's left. It moves it up toward his left arm. It's not really logical, so you just have to experiment. So anyway, that moves his arm up to his hat, which is what we want. So let's undo that. Okay, now we're ready to program, I think. So let's drop this in here. And oops, turn is not what I wanted. Roll is what I wanted, right? So we're rolling left 1/4 turn. And for good practice here, let's add a do in order block and put it in here. And let's see what we've got. Okay, he moves his arm up. That's what we wanted. Okay. So next we want him to move his arm down again, presumably hat in hand. So let's make a copy and nope, we don't want, yes, we want to reverse the direction. So right again. And then we, when he has presumably tipped his hat, we want him to move it back. So we'll want two more motions. So all we really have to do is duplicate these commands. So we'll make a copy of that one and a copy of that one, and then move this one down and that should do it. Let's test here. Tip and put it back. Okay, but the head is not moving. Now, it would be very complicated to make parallel commands to move the hat, but we don't have to do that. If we select the hat, okay, it's easier to do it here, so let's select the top hat. If we go to Properties, there is a property called Vehicle, which indicates the part that this object is attached to. And when you choose a vehicle for something, if you move the object that is named here in the vehicle, the object will move with it. So if you had something like a cart, and there presumably are such things in an object, and you put another object on top of the cart, then for the object carried by the cart, you would set its vehicle to be the cart, and then whenever you move that cart, the object will move along with it. So what we need to do here is, after the snowman has brought his arm up, we need to set the vehicle for the hat to be the arm. So let's do that here. We'll move a vehicle assignment statement here and select the right arm. There we go. And then after, well, let's see what we have so far just to show you what happens. Seems to have a hole in his head. That's rather distressing. Now, we wanted him to let go of his hat before he brings his arm back down. So let's again duplicate this command, and we need to put it after he has returned his arm to the top of his head, and we need to make the vehicle his head once again so that he will leave it there. And you can't see what's going on, but trust me, there it is. Okay, let's play it now. And that's what we wanted. Great. One more thing, I didn't mention comments. That's this little box down here, this little tile. So if we drag it up here, there's no comment. Let's add one. Make the snowman tip his hat. And that explains what you're doing. Okay, one other thing you should probably do is, rather than put this at the world level, make it a method for the snowman. So we would say, where's the snow? Oh, we go to Methods, Create New Method, and call it Tip Hat. And then you would want to move all the code to this method here. So I'll leave that up to you. I will detail these assignments in Blackboard along with this video, give you some more things to do, and have fun with that. See you later.